What is your favourite all-time game?
Blimey, my favourite all-time game. Difficult, there's been so many. This is my 30th year in the games business. But as we walked through the show this morning, there's a replay section where they got some of the old stuff. And Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo, I think, is as close to perfection as you're going to get.
Favorite all-time game? Wow.
I think my all-time favorite game is probably the original Halo.
Oh, I'm going to say Final Fantasy VII.
Wow, that's tough. I would have to go for
Res.
Why?
Because I've had some interesting experiences playing that game. It is an interesting game.
My all-time favorite game is Halo. It's kind of the game that made me like an actual gamer because I played it so much.
game that affected me most in recent memory. In recent memory, I'd say.
Well, that'd be Ultima 6 probably, and on console probably Sonic the Hedgehog.
Wow, I'm gonna have to go with Mario. I had a NES when I was like 8 or something, so I'd say Super Mario 1 or Super Mario 3, one of the two.
The first Silent Hill.
Why is that?
It was a really groundbreaking game in its use of sound, in its use of camera work, in its ability to weave a really intense storyline.
My all-time favorite game is Monkey Island 1, so like a really old game. This is like the game I started playing games with. So that was like my earliest memory basically as a gamer, yeah.
Transistor, but just because I've been fighting with a lot of people about Final Fantasy in the last week, I'd have to say Final Fantasy 9 was one of my favorite titles as well.
Oh man, see, come on. This is a difficult one. We try and have this conversation all the time and it always changes. I can't give one answer, so I'm going to say it's tied between A Link to the Past and GoldenEye. Them two together. There is no way I can say one over the other. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't bring myself to do it.
Yeah. I'm way too competitive, so I live to just be horrible to people on the internet, so probably Counter-Strike, League of Legends, that's sort of valued right now.
Half-Life is just, blew me away. It was just such a amazing, inventive, ahead of its time kind of game. It's probably the reason I do what I do now.
My all-time favorite game? Oh, that's such a hard question. Probably Shadow of Colossus.
And why is that?
Because it's a beautiful game. It's amazing. If you haven't played it, play it.
My all-time favorite game would probably have to be maybe Project Zomboid. I think that's amazing. Even Not a Hero as well, like all those 2D games. I just think indie games right now are so hot. They're all amazing, yeah.
Oh, it's a bit of an obscure one, I'm afraid. It's a game called Exile for the BBC Micro, probably about 20 years old. It's like a physics-based sort of space adventure game, a Metroidvania style. It's amazing.
I'd probably say Natural Selection 2. I really like that. It was a perfect blend of first-person shooting and kind of RTS commanding. And as a managing director, I love bossing people around, so that was my favourite game.
Mass Effect 2, actually.
Why is that?
It's just one of those games that seems perfectly done. Like, it's big, it's expansive, the voiceover, the story. I can't find a fault with it.
All-time favorite game right now, Destiny, but all-time in general, probably Unreal Tournament. I love first-person shooters, so that's the ultimate.
My all-time favorite game, Sonic the Hedgehog.
And why is that?
Because it's the game that started it all. That's how I got into games in the first place. I could never beat it. It was amazing when I first got my hands on the Mega Drive. And yeah, I could never say I could play that over and over again. I'll never get tired of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, that's a big question. Well, I love Elite, but all-time favourite game, probably Dungeon Master. I have to say that because that's what this is based on.
That's a good question. Probably Battlefield 2.
Why is that?
I played it for so many hours back in the day. I absolutely love it.
Probably, that's a really difficult question. All-time favourite, maybe Mario 64.
Why is that?
Because it took that great Mario character that you loved and did something really new with it.
Oh my goodness, Bioshock Infinite.
Zelda Ocarina of Time, it's a classic.
Grim Fandango.
Why is that?
It's just totally out there style, and it was just my childhood favourite.
Oh, Legend of Zelda and Ocarina of Time. Or Super Smash, I'd say. Certainly Super Smash.
I might have said Ocarina of Time 2, so instead I'm going to say Streets of Rage 2. Axel, Grandpa! Played that to death.
My all-time favorite game? Oh god, probably Quake 3 Arena, probably.
Why is that?
I think just all the mechanics are really, like the shooting is great, has a great feel to it. It's really fun and speedy to move around in. It's just a nice game. And it's very competitive, so I like that. Yeah.
Emily Hughes International Soccer on the Commodore 64.
And why is that?
Because I've not played any games since then.
Thank you, that was brilliant, thank you.